Hello everyone. In this video we will see what are business rule, its definition, what are the types of business rule, their uses, and we will see a short demo on how to create business rules. So let's quickly move to definition of business rule. These are server-side logic that execute when database records are queried, updated, inserted or deleted. So whenever you are performing an action on the form like inserting a new record or maybe updating a record or maybe deleting, or when you are actually opening a form and the form is querying the database. So these are the times when business rule actually runs and you want to perform some action, you can do it through business rules. And basically they run on server side, so you can bring any data from any other table, perform any action, send an email. We'll see that in the next slide. So what are the uses of business rules? You can update record fields when database query runs. Set field values on related records. When a record is saved, you can make any changes to other records based on the record what is inserted or updated. Then you can manage failed login attempts and determine if user has a specific role. So before deletion you can check if the role has that specific role, for example the admin role, so they are eligible to delete, otherwise you can abort the action as well. You can send an email through business rule, so if the priority of incident has increased, for example, you can send an email to the stakeholders. You can generate and respond to events. You can do something with the dates, you can compare them, you can check if it's a weekday or a weekend, and then you can call APIs and receive the response and update the data in other tables or in the same table as well and perform actions. So there are four types of business rules. The first one is before, and as the name suggests, it will run before anything happens on the database. So when you are inserting a record, for example, or updating a record, it will run before that action. And if you want to make any changes, if you want to abort any action, you can do it in the before business rule. The second one is after business rule, and they will run after the database execution has been completed. That means after the record has been inserted or updated or deleted. And let's take an example. If somebody deletes a user, we can actually send an email to the admin that this user has been deleted. So it will be after business rule. The third one is async business rule. It is kind of similar to the after business rule. That means it will run after the database action has happened, but it will be executed in a separate thread, not in the same thread. That means it won't happen at that point of time like the after business rule. It might occur maybe after a few seconds or after a couple of minutes. So this is the async business rule, and this is used when you don't want that action to be completed at that time only. It can happen later. For example, if you want to send an email, it can happen after a minute or after a few seconds, so that is okay. This async business rule will help performance of your user experience. They won't feel this lag or this execution in the front end. It will happen at the back end. The last one is the display business rule. These run when the form is actually being loaded and the records have been brought into the form from the database, and these are used to capture the initial values of the form and in a g_scratchpad variable, which we will see in our further videos. Next is what are the variables used in business rule. There are some specific variables. The first one is current, and current is used to get the current values on the form. For example, the short description or the priority or the category, you can get any of those values under this variable by saying current.shortDescription, current.category, the backend name of the column. The second one is previous variable. This is used to get the previous value of that particular field. For example, somebody has changed the short description of the incident and they are trying to update that, and we want to check or match it with the previous and the current short description. We can use previous. The third one is the g_scratchpad variable, which is used in display business rule to capture the initial values, and they can be accessed in the onload client script. So you can see in this example how we can use the current and previous variable. So current dot short description not equal to previous dot short description. So this line of code is used when the value of short description has changed. In the demo, we will be adding an assignment group if the user doesn't fill in any assignment group while inserting the record or while inserting the incident for the first time. So when a user submits an incident, the assignment group is not mandatory, and if he doesn't fill that, what we will do, we will assign it to a service desk group. It means it will not hang in there forever. It will be assigned to some team and they will look into it and they will assign it to the team which has to resolve this incident. Let's quickly jump to ServiceNow. You can type business rules and under the system definition click on business rules and you will be able to see all the tables and their business rules. Alternatively, you can go to the incident table. This is the list of the incident. You can right click on any of the headers and go to configure business rules. I prefer this way because you will be able to see what are the business rules which are existing on incident or its parent table called task, and you can click on new and you will see the table name is already selected as incident. Now you will have to give an appropriate name. I can say add default assignment group. You can make it as active or inactive. When you click on advanced, a new tab comes up for writing your scripts. You can give the condition in a scripted form like we discussed in the example that current dot short description is not equal to previous dot description. In our case, we can check if the current dot assignment group is not nil. We can write it like this. The negation sign at the start shows that if the current dot assignment group is not nil, and then you can write your own code in the advanced tab. Right now it is not required because we are creating a very simple business rule, so we can do it before insert. So that means it will run before the insertion of the incident record. You can select any other as well for your testing purposes. Then you can give the order. So the lower order means this will run before the other business rules. So if you have 5 business rule created on incident, this will run first if the other ones are defined greater than 100. Then I'll give the filter condition as assignment group is empty. It will run only when the assignment group is empty and before the insertion in the database. You can give it any role if you want. Only these rules should be able to access this business rule. That means when they are inserting a new record, only for these roles this business rule will run. Moving on, you can give in the actions if you want to set some value. So we have to set the value of the assignment group. We will give the assignment group value as service desk, and then I can add a message as well. And the last one is abort action. So if the condition in the filter condition matches and you want to not save that or maybe delete that record or whatever is happening actually in set values, you can abort that action as well from here by just clicking a checkbox. I will save this record. Now I will try to create a new record on the incident form. I will give the caller as myself and I'm logged in as system admin, and I can say my first business rule, and I will submit this or save this, and I haven't given the assignment group. And after the save has happened, you can see the default assignment group has been changed to service desk automatically, and now this incident will be assigned to service desk and this will not be hanging in ServiceNow system forever and nobody will see this. So this is how you can create business rules in ServiceNow. I hope you are liking my content. Please subscribe to my channel.